For the Juventini that just received a notification of the game of yesterday, Juventus 2, Monza 0, you will probably tell me, Beppe, the perfect game, the perfect win. We gave an answer after the loss against Parma. We are, again, even if temporarily, fourth in the ranking of Serie A, and that's what we had to do, because winning is the most important thing, because Champions League, unfortunately, even if it's a shame for a team like Juve, but at the moment it's the only objective that is remaining before the Club World Cup. Yesterday we scored more than one goal. Yesterday we had a clean sheet. Beppe, fantastic. Bravo. We forget about Monza and we think now about Bologna, a game that we can prepare without negativity, without toxicity. But I will tell you that unfortunately I watched the game. A lot watched the game, and unfortunately I will tell you that it was a worrying win, a worrying victory, and that will probably be also the title of today's video, a victory that is really worrying. And it's not Beppe that is saying it, it's Tudor, not with the words in the post-game, but with what he did between the first and the second half, but what he did especially during the second half. I will speak about that, and of course we'll speak about the key moment of the game. That red card of Kenan Yildiz. Follia. Craziness. We'll speak about that. Ciao Juventini of the world. My name is Giuseppe. Welcome back on the channel. I hope you're all doing well. Today I have a huge, busy agenda with a lot of things to do. I think that you will be happy also in the coming days. So put the notification ring on. Continue to support the channel with a maximum of like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Bigger we are, more views we are, more interaction with your comments, more the channel is growing, more we have opportunities to do beautiful things. Now, let's not wait any longer. Let's speak about Kenan Yildiz red card. I said it, follia, craziness. But I was looking to a beautiful description, the best one. And probably it's Tutto Sport, Guido Vassiago, the director that is saying it. Like, you can forgive a 19 years old kid the reaction that he did against Monza, that red card, but it's something that you cannot forgive to a number 10 of Juve. And he said it perfectly, guys. He said it perfectly because you have to split two things. One is being a 19 years old kid. That is at his first big reaction, the very first one. He's taking experience, he's going towards maturity, and you can forgive it. It's not a bad kid, absolutely. I saw him growing from Primavera to the next gen, to the first team on the bench without an essential role with Max Allegri, to become the number 10 of Juve, the one that we were trusting about. I never saw a reaction like that by Kenan Yildiz. He's a good kid, we can confirm that. It happens to the best, Di Maria against Monza, do you remember? It's always Monza, by the way. They have that ability to enter in the minds of Juventini. Di Maria, Izzo. Then Monza again against Kenan that were provoking them. Do you remember in the first leg? I remember. This time, Kenan couldn't resist. He jumped. He jumped into the water with both hands, both feet, like that, everything, boom, it was at once. He reacted. And of course, it's something that he will learn. Look, Zinedine Zidane made mistakes like that. A lot of people made mistakes like that. Can we now blame Kenan Yildiz for his entire life? Absolutely not. But as the number 10 of Juve, you have responsibilities that you need to own. You say, yes, it is my fault. Yes, it is my responsibility. I am accountable for what I did, because not only is changing you that second half of Juve Monza, but also it will have an impact for the remaining games, Bologna, Lazio, because we don't know at the moment. 2 games is what people are thinking in theory that he will be banned, could go up to 3 games, could be decreased to 1 game, but anyway, it will be and have a huge big impact, which is a total disaster. We know it. Now, that being said, I want to add that if we don't win against Bologna, it's not because of Kenan Yildiz. It's not because of that red card. Yes, he's the most informed man. Yes, okay, whatever you want. But it will not be because of him. Because when you are called Juventus, and when you are playing against a team that is called Bologna, first of all, historically, because of pedigree, because of what you did on the transfer market, etc., you are obliged to win against Bologna. That game we will play 11 against 11. Then, if something is happening during that game, I don't know. But that game is a game that you start 11 against 11. And you're obliged to. Kenan or not Kenan, you're obliged to. It's the opportunity for Tudor to say, oh, ragazzi, I want to show that I'm also an excellent coach tactically, that I want to stop the team of Vincenzo Italiano that's doing extremely well. It's an opportunity for him. It's an opportunity for us to show us that we forget about that game against Parma, but that we can do something really beautiful on the field. So there are a lot of things that Kenan doesn't enter in that game of Bologna. On the other side, if we are playing in a difficult situation, at the moment Bologna still needs to play this evening and they're at -2, that can potentially be at +1, well, it's because of ourselves. If we are in a situation where we will play that game with shaky legs, because we are not yet in top 4, because it's not sure, it's because Thiago Motta era, and not only because of Thiago Motta, the players, the management, Giuntoli, whoever, but it's because of ourselves. And then that Parma loss without Thiago Motta, because what we did in Parma, I didn't forget it at the moment. I still didn't digest it. That will put us really in difficulty. Now, that being said, the kid, Kenan, understood it, and also the number 10 of Juve understood it, because yesterday, immediately after the game, when he went out, he said, sorry to all the supporters. It's my fault. I know what I did. In the locker room, Tudor confirmed it. He was with a towel on his head. He was ashamed of what he did. Yesterday, Nico Gonzalez, he said it. Look, he apologized immediately during halftime to all of our players. Let's forget about it, and I'm counting also to the guys, to the players that will play that game of Bologna, to send a big message. We can do it also without Kenan Yildiz, and probably also without Dusan Vlahovic, that will not be there. Look, it's really tough for me now. It's really difficult for me now to speak about a really beautiful first half, because that's the reality. Yesterday we played really well. 4th minute bicycle kick of Kolo Muani. Then he's missing 2 big chances. He's not giving up. He's scoring that second goal. Nico Gonzalez cutting in. Finally, looks like when he's playing against Monza, well, our players are receiving red cards. He scores, because it's the second goal of the Serie A season of Nico Gonzalez, and twice it came against Monza. Hopefully he can repeat himself, because we need Nico Gonzalez. We really need him, especially with some players that will not be there. Vlahovic, Kenan Yildiz, I repeat. So there are a lot of beautiful things that we saw yesterday. A team that was playing with that 3-4-2-1, everyone in their position, super high on the field. Everything was beautiful. The shots on target, the attempts, Juventus that wanted to give a sign, a message to the supporters that were there in a sunny, beautiful Sunday. So everything was perfect. A Juve that is playing, let's say it, better, much better, without Dusan Vlahovic. If you're looking at the movements of Kolo Muani, not only the first half, also that second half. Tudor said it yesterday. Look, yesterday I really appreciated Kolo Muani. The fact that he's really human, extremely smart. He understood the moment, sacrificing himself when we needed him. Not only the first time with a beautiful goal, with the beautiful runs into verticality, but also suffering and helping the team in case of need. Yesterday I really appreciated the game of Kolo Muani. Is it enough to say that he's the best striker of the world, that he will stay at Juve, that we want him to stay at Juve? No. But yesterday, the performance of Kolo Muani, I'm not sure if Dusan Vlahovic would have been able to do the same. I am not sure about that. But then, he's also telling us why Douglas Luiz was not playing, because I said after that first half, after that red card, that is a turning point of that game. And you see it in the momentum. From that moment, Juventus totally disappeared. I thought that Tudor would have put in Douglas Luiz. Douglas Luiz putting away or Cambiaso or Weston McKennie, that were absolutely not there yesterday, and playing with a 3-5-1, 3-4-1-1 with Douglas Luiz, giving that creativity, missing with Yildiz. He's not doing it. And yesterday he said it. Look, unfortunately, I have to and I must do choices. There are players that are at the moment more informed than him. He had a really difficult season with a lot of injuries, etc., etc. These are the words of Igor Tudor, that is also saying, look, the way that we won yesterday, it's worth double for me. I appreciate it. I love the way that we won yesterday. And I think that here is lying, because no way that he enjoyed yesterday finishing the second half with 16.5% possession. There is no way, in no multiverse, that Igor Tudor appreciated seeing his team suffering like that. Suffering, yes, but yesterday we were not playing the half final of Champions League against Real Madrid, where, it's the return game, that if you resist, No, yesterday it was against the last ones of Serie A, the one that never are scoring, that are conceding a lot of goals. I can't believe when he's saying me, I enjoyed the game and how we won it. It's impossible. So my question is, and it's a question that I want to ask also to you, my question is, did we play like that in that second half, or we didn't play? Because for people that do not know, yesterday we were there, parking the bus, not being able to keep the ball, to hold the ball for more than 5 seconds. Did we play like that because Tudor was not brave enough to do offensive subs? Douglas Luiz, Chico Conceição, etc., Mbangula, that were all at disposal, or we played like that because Tudor, he knows really well the team, because he knows perfectly that we are a weak team. I will answer. You can answer, but I will answer as well. We can say everything about Tudor. But I can tell you that Tudor is brave. He's an extremely courageous one. He's one that wants to go and fight. So, if we know that, we can say that Tudor, he understood perfectly that this team is really weak. And that's the big message that he's sending us, that is worrying for the next game. It's not that much that Kenan will not be there. That's a really important, impactful point. But that's not the worrying part. It's that yesterday he said, this team, if we look to go for that 3-0, that team will concede one goal. And if we concede that goal, it's over. That team mentally, they will not be able to survive the goal that we concede, and probably will throw away at home against the last one in Serie A 3 vital, crucial points. Because today, unfortunately, we need to think about winning the game. He knows the difficulties of Bologna game without Kenan Yildiz, and that's at the 57th minute why he put Cambiaso and why he put Thuram, that until there was the MVP of the game. According to me, he was the MVP of the game. That physicality of that second goal with 3 players that were on him, on his back, and he was bam, bam, bam. Thuram, fantastic. Luckily, we found him back. He answered yesterday. Some other players didn't answer, I will tell you in a second. But he knows that Thuram, Cambiaso were at risk of suspension. You cannot go to Bologna without Cambiaso, without Thuram, without Yildiz, without Vlahovic. That would be a disaster. So he knows perfectly, and he's doing it. Then I didn't understand that Alberto Costa as a falso due, as a falso number 2, or a falso terzino, falso right. I didn't understand anyway. But Tudor maybe one day will tell us. What about the answer that I was asking individually? Did Colomani answer it? Yes. Yes, Colomani answered. There were big misses, and that's where I enjoyed Colomani, because he didn't go out of the game. He stayed there, and he's going with scoring at the third opportunity. What a beautiful goal. Probably the most difficult one. But Colomani yesterday answered, and I really wanted it. Did Thuram answer it after being absent in Parma? Absolutely yes, and I just told you why. Did Nico Gonzalez answer it? Yes, because if you're looking at the 5 games played under Igor Tudor, probably 3.5, he did really well. It was really bad against Parma, but yesterday he answered again, also in that more offensive role. So bravo, Nico Gonzalez. And if only he was able to give these performances since the beginning of the season. It is what it is. And then there is a guy that didn't answer it, and it is Andrea Cambiaso. Andrea Cambiaso didn't answer yesterday again. It's not the same guy. He's not, I don't know what is happening. He's starting to be normal. And that's the biggest pity. He's starting to be normal. We didn't see the run. We didn't see the cut. We didn't see an assist, a shot. We didn't see that passion. I don't remember when it was the last time that I really see him celebrating like crazy. Remember when others were scoring, he went crazy celebrating. He was even celebrating sometimes when the ball went out in throw-in. Where is Cambiaso? And McKennie didn't answer also, but that's more physically really, really tired. Now, look, Serie A is about to end. 4 games to play for us, 5 games to Bologna. At the moment, we have 62 points, 2 points more than Bologna. Pay attention to Roma, that is doing a miracle, guys. They are there with 60 points. 60 points, that is only 2 points from Juve. They believe in it. Lazio will play this evening as well. Lazio is playing against Parma, I believe. Let's see if Parma, it was because of Juve, or if Parma is doing really well and they can go with a win today as well. They would help us. That would really help us to push Lazio at -3. Bologna Udinese, a lot of people will say it's already over. Udinese will win. I said to Haj when we did the video together, I think that Udinese can possibly do a result against Bologna, because Bologna has that stress of being fourth, but I don't know, guys. I really don't know. At the moment, I can tell you one thing. You know who is actually breaking the most? It's Inter. It's Inter. I should, of course, be happy because they lost against Roma with the goal of Mattias Sule. I should, of course, be happy because they lost against Bologna the week before against Orsolini. You see, it's always ex-Juve players that are putting Inter in difficulty. But, guys, they had one job in these 2 games. Taking points away from Bologna, taking points away from Roma, and then they could lose all the other remaining games. But mamma mia, playing against our direct competitors. Like, one favor from Inter, even when they lose, they are not able to give us a favor. And this is starting to really annoy me. Anyway, it is what it is. If you didn't check, please put a maximum of like, continue to subscribe to the channel. Grazie, forza. Juve.